Hey, what's up? It's your boy Darkatous over here with part 2 of DLC 5 theories and ideas. So, if DLC 5 is going to be a thing, it's most likely going to be zombies. And if it is zombies, honestly, here's what they should do and why these maps, if they bring it back, it makes sense to the storyline, as well as what they can actually do to make the thing a little bit more fun, and that way we can get some stuff that we actually want to return. So if they bring back, say, Moon, if they bring back Ascension, if they bring back Origins, Mob of the Dead, and whatever other map, I really think that they should honestly bring the PhD Flopper. If we have to pick between Widow's Wine and PhD Flopper, well, give us the option in some kind of setting. If not, we get to basically have both, make them like pick PhD Flopper, I guess, to put in the Wonder Wiz machine. It would make more sense in my opinion, and then basically have it like go in a certain map like Ascension, go in its own spot for a perk machine. That will make a lot more sense than it just being coming back, you know, like say one map or stuff like that, because we all want it in certain maps. We all want it so we can actually use Mustang and Sally or Death and Taxes and make it actually useful. It's not OP, because after a certain round it becomes kind of pointless to have, or at least ammo wise. Oh well, it doesn't really matter, you're gonna get sales basically. But now let's get into the really important part, and for this you gotta ask yourself, when you think of the Shadow Man, what do you think of in terms of weapons? You think of the Apothecary Servant, yes? Okay, so what do you think of when you actually go against Monty, basically? When you think of Monty, I think of the bows, and I think of like the staffs, because it kind of would in a sense represent him if he were to be in control of the zombies. That's my big opinion, honestly. If he was to be in charge of the zombies, and plus like in Origins you see his scarf, okay, so why do I think that there's going to be an alternate ending? Because it makes sense. The Apothecary Servant is a great weapon, but only one person can actually have it in the game. While staffs, there's 4 of them, as well as bow though, but like, let's focus on the staffs. There's 4 of them, and we can have 4 characters, or just one, whatever, have a, you know, a staff, and go all together against Monty in a boss fight of some sort, or something similar to how we did with the Shadow Man. Not only will we actually get to use the staff again, not just in Origins, but like in Revelations, but it just makes sense, because like, I would honestly think that they would have to gank up on Monty if they actually have a big chance of even surviving this, because like the Shadow Man, he's not necessarily the most strongest character in my opinion, because like, if we take that into consideration, he's been already trapped twice or sealed. So I feel Monty honestly would be the real big challenge, and to face him we're going to need the staffs. And then that is honestly the way that I see it. Monty, we're going to need to get the staffs against them. If you have Mule Kick, you can have something like the Thunder Gun, which would help a lot, but ultimately the staffs is what's going to make it like the definitive fact of us even winning or surviving and ending the loop finally, and having the Easter egg ending in a way that we all really would like it. We get the staffs, we get Two-Face Monty, I guess, and if they don't mess this up, honestly, in what way, we get a good storyline that could end. And I'm not saying they should bring another character or something, but I feel then they could actually like make something like, if they're gonna go over this route, we finish Monty off, but then we still have Shadow Man. Then on the next Treyarch game, we would have to focus on Shadow Man, who has increased himself in power and all that kind of stuff. And let's get a little bit away from the whole squid thing, but I guess it could honestly like have a definitive enemy in the game, which would be the Shadow Man, and we had to basically like get him done and get him like trapped or killed, whatever it is. That would honestly work for me, because we get the staff and that's good enough for me right there. But then whatever way they're gonna go set it up for like next Treyarch game on zombies, they could honestly like still have to worry about the Shadow Man. Now in theory that honestly sounds like it could work, but it's really more depending on how Treyarch comes across of it and how they make it like play out in the game. But something around that niche could actually be very good in storyline, and it just works because then like it makes sense in general for the staffs to be there. That's like the big part that definitely has to be there because it makes sense. Apothecary Servant goes with the Shadow Man, but what goes with Monty? 4 specific weapons to face him, and 4 specific weapons that will be helping in the battle against him. And I think we can get them on Kino. It should be something like that, because like we see the poster there already, and maybe like that turns into like the thing where we pick up the staff, something like that, because maybe then from that poster or something like that we get to pick up the staff, as well as like picking obviously the masks. And that would work out well in my opinion. That is how the storyline should go, and this is why DLC 5 needs to be a thing, because while we are rewriting again history, or basically trying to fix and trying to come in a different way, we are doing more Easter eggs, more alternative ending. The storyline is like, it's still going. Well, when we get to the definitive boss fight or whatnot against Monty, we still have to basically go against him, but we're not just gonna hope like put some random weapon or whatever. It's going to be the staffs, because it makes alternately, it makes the complete sense. It just does. Stabs go with the Monty guy, and Apothecary Servant goes with the Shadow Man. That is all I have to basically say. Apart from that, how they should really handle the PhD flopper for most maps, I think they should basically just put it on the Wonder Wiz machine. And then for maps like this that has no Wonder Wiz machine, well, they could do it with the Easter egg of like putting each monkey or a monkey in a teleporter and then teleporting with it, and then that little Easter egg itself that you melt the snow. It could actually like give us possibly whatever, I guess, the PhD flopper as well. It's not going to be as much needed or needed at all in this map, but it can actually be useful for the ray gun, I guess, and explosive weapons. And then if they want to make their Gubblegum still useful, I guess that Gubblegum could like protect you from explosive grenade damage, and then PhD could have a little bit of a nerf, kind of, that it mostly protects you from like splash damage of weapons, while it doesn't entirely protect you, I guess, from like damage of grenades, because like that's what probably made him think, too overpowered. We have in Assumption a corner over there where we gotta use grenades, like, or in general, just bring it back how it was. Honestly, it wasn't even that overpowered. But that's all I have to say. And then if we have to pick between what is wine or that in certain maps, if it's that needed, we'll give it like an option, I guess, before you join in the map or something like that. or just put it all in the Wonderwiz machine and have it all with a perkaholic. Now that's my theory, and that's what I feel should happen in general, but if you disagree, honestly, or have a different perspective of how things should go, I would sure like to hear it on down in the comments below. So please do comment, and let's see what way you would make this happen. But if you do honestly like wish this does happen, it makes sense in my opinion. Honestly, if you would like this to happen, a like would be appreciated, as well as hitting the share button and just trying to like share it to all your friends, and maybe even to Treyarch, honestly, so they can actually have some good ideas, and this honestly makes sense. But not only that, but like it just would really help out, because I feel this is a good idea, and if you do agree, this is at least my personal way to say, let's get what we want from Treyarch. So it's been your boy Darkatous, and for now, I'm out. Peace.